Hello, I am Alan Besseling, the author of RunSmart, a comprehensive approach to injury-free running. This is the next video in a series that will specifically address concepts discussed in the book and practical applications so that you can not only optimize your running performance, but remain injury-free in the process. One of the big issues that we have now in terms of running performance and run training is the issue of how do you measure it? How do you measure training? How do you establish which factors are going to have the biggest impact on your training? For years, people have used heart rate as a measure. You can establish, or it was believed that you could establish, training load based on your heart rate, and based on that as a percentage or as a range of a percentage of your max, which we don't really know. So we're now calculating a percentage out of a calculation. I think you see where I'm going with this. There's a certain degree of inaccuracy in that process right from the get-go. But even more importantly, it may not be the big deciding factor in your performance. It assumes that heart rate and your cardiovascular system are the most important aspects of your training. I would beg to differ. The literature would indicate that your neuromuscular system is really the limiter to performance. With that said, we can use things like rating of perceived exertion and pace. How fast do you move relative to your rating of perceived exertion? Athletes tend to shy away from rating of perceived exertion because of the fact that they think it's very inaccurate. But it is very accurate in terms of within that individual once you get used to using it. If we use that in conjunction with pace, especially with runners, we can then have a good place to start to measure training load. We can then factor in heat and other environmental conditions in a much more predictable fashion. Thanks for watching, and run smart.